Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Martial arts. Starting with binding to the anti-evil system after getting drunk, Yang Jun accidentally crossed over and became a court hawk dog, the royal guards. This is not Earth, but a vast and boundless world of martial arts, with a 1,000-year-old imperial dynasty, martial arts sect, a 1,000-year-old aristocratic family, barbarian witchcraft, demons and monsters, thousands of forces, complex and intertwined. At the beginning, they bind the anti-evil system, ding, consume the anti-evil value, congratulations to the host's body quenching fist for improving to a complete state. Ding, discover incomplete martial arts, whether to consume the anti-evil value to complete it. Ding. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Martial Arts World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Wu dynasty, facing the county to the east, is located on the east street of the county government. A ray of sunlight pierced through layers of clouds and mist, shining through wooden windows into a rudimentary room. The gloomy room became brighter. The scene inside the room is clearly visible, with a four-cornered wooden table, 2 stools, a clothes hanger, and a bed. The bed is leaning against the window and follows the sun shines and the cold melts, waves of warmth spreading from the bed to every corner of the room. On the bed, one can vaguely see a person lying there. The increase in temperature makes people feel warm, and the person on the bed stretches lazily, wanting to flip over body, just flipped over halfway. The body suddenly froze, and then quickly got up. It's over, it's completely over. Drinking alcohol is indeed a mistake. I drank a fake bar, it should be 100% fake alcohol, which is authentic. After a night, I still have a splitting headache. After finishing the task, I must go to that shop owner, which will cause me to delay my work. Yang Jun crawls halfway. He got up and muttered, his hands and feet agile as he approached the bedside, about to get out of bed, but his movements froze again. On the gray-yellow ground, a pair of black long cloth shoes lay quietly by the bed. This. Yang Jun closed his eyes, rubbed them, and then opened his eyes. The scene still didn't change. It wasn't a dream. Drinking fake wine has caused hallucinations. Yes, it must be hallucinations. Yang Jun trembled at the corner of his mouth, his heart beating inexplicably and accelerating. He raised his hand and wanted to rubbing his eyes, but his movement stopped in mid-air, his eyes tightly staring at his own hands, his face full of disbelief. Do you have your own hands? In his field of vision, a pair of delicate white hands, a thought quietly rising in his mind, a hint in his arms. Fortunately, his gaze swept around, and the scene inside the room once again shattered his trace of luck. Have you traveled? Muttered Yang Jun to himself. This scene couldn't help but remind him of many scenes from novels, and he looked at his own wearing a long-sleeved and wide robe. Isn't this ancient? Which dynasty will I travel to? In the era of internet coverage in the past life, traveling through those things was no longer a new thing. Usually, I would watch TV and watch movies saying that he didn't expect to experience it firsthand. He didn't panic. There was a saying that goes, if you come, take it easy. It's better to face the future positively than to go. The traveler should have a strong heart. The top priority now is to quickly understand oneself, his identity, the environment he is in, the role he plays, and so on, can prepare him to better integrate into this world. Just thinking of this, a strange memory rushed into his mind like a tide, and a heart-wrenching pain followed, making it difficult for him to distinguish it. Is it the aftermath of fake alcohol or the pain caused by memories being stuffed in? With the pain, he couldn't help but hug his head and body with both hands trembling slightly. Unfamiliar memories constantly clashed with his memories. One side was bustling with traffic, high-rise buildings, and the other side was sparsely populated, few, low and rudimentary thatched houses. The pain came and went quickly, maybe in a minute or an hour, but Yang Jun felt like a world had passed. Gee, is so long, this very profound experience. Even if I kill him, I really don't want to go through it again. Ha! He exhaled a long breath of turbid air, and the two memories had completed their connection, merging into his own memory, which also made him have learned some information about this world. Haha. After receiving the memory, he couldn't help but burst out laughing, feeling inexplicably excited in his heart. In the world of martial arts, he has traveled to the world of martial arts. He was like a child who had received candy, with a happy expression on his face. I can't blame him either. Many people would have become so brainless. After all, this is the world of martial arts. Once upon a time, he was so envious of the long-sleeved hero floating on the screen. When he was young, no one had a martial arts dream, and no one longed to be in the river. Let's embark on a spontaneous trip to the lake. Who wouldn't want to wield their swords in the martial arts world and enjoy the joys and sorrows? Those past dreams suddenly appear, and who can bring them to life? Hold your heart and not get excited. This world is a grand one where martial arts are prevalent, with numerous imperial dynasties spanning thousands and thousands of years, as well as various sects and sects, powerful and numerous martial arts families, with various races, demons, ghosts, Buddhas, immortals, and talented individuals coexisting. The Wu dynasty, where Yang Jun was located, was a dynasty that lasted for thousands of years and had a huge influence, making it one of the top powers in the world. Today, the Holy Emperor is even more influential under his leadership. The Wu dynasty flourished even more. Within the Wu dynasty, there were complex sects, gangs, and various forces of varying sizes, with strong ones emerging one after another. In front of them were the founding emperor and numerous other forces. The precedent of the Wu dynasty can be seen. Nowadays, the emperor strives for excellence in governance, coupled with outstanding martial arts cultivation. He uses martial arts to suppress numerous sects and forces, and external defense against strong enemies, slaying demons and eliminating demons, killing treacherous officials within the court, rejecting demons and monsters through the construction of the Great Wall outside, unifying the 4 seas, practicing martial arts classics, and promoting benevolence and propriety. Was a temporary imperial court. The power has reached its peak, and no one can defeat its sharpness. In addition to the civil and military officials, there were also some departments with great power within the court, among which the 4 factories in the east, west, north, south, and the Xianxia were more prominent. Chapter 2. Caring for Children. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The east, west, north, south factories were mainly controlled by imperial eunuchs and mutually constrained. The Demon Control Department has 2 major power organs under its jurisdiction. The first is the 9 Gates, mainly engaged in the arrest and management of the martial arts sect, and the second is the Royal Guards, mainly engaged in slaying demons, eliminating demons, and supervising the world. It can be said that the power is immense. Although the 2 major institutions have conflicting powers, they both learn from the same source, under the jurisdiction of the Demon Control Department. Joining the 9 Gates or the Royal Guards is a great event to honor our ancestors. In the Royal Guards, not only can we learn the martial arts we long for, but also having generous treatment and enviable opportunities to stand out. It can be said that as long as one can join them, it is equivalent to obtaining the ticket to the path of power and wealth, for which countless people sharpen their swords and wait for the opportunity to come. Of course, there are many people who want to join, but very few can join. In the assessment, there will be layers of levels set up, and the difficulty is extremely high. Most people can't even pass half of the levels, and there are even fewer who pass them. In the end, they only become the lowest level players, soldiers. Even so, when it comes to assessments, the participants are still like crucian carp crossing the river. Of course, things are not generalized. There are some special circumstances, such as his current source of identity. The Royal Guards are divided into 8 levels from top to bottom, namely Commander, 1000 Household, 100 Household, General Flag, Small Flag, and Soldiers. 10 soldiers are small flags, 5 small flags are general flags, and 2 general flags are 100 households. I am still a glorious genie guard. What a lucky turn. Young Jun looked up at the clothes hanging on the hanger with a happy face. We are now also public servants. In his past life, he also took the civil service exam, but none of them were successful. His current identity is different. He fulfilled his previous life's wish, but when he thought of something, he couldn't help but furrow his brow. This position is not from the right path. Touch. 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 Little stone, are you awake? Open the door quickly. A clear and loud voice came through the door. Here. Young Jun heard the sound outside and answered as he quickly grabbed his clothes and put them on. Ah Nyogu. Young Jun blurted out as he looked at the sturdy young man outside the door, and then trembled all over, feeling inexplicably excited. The person who came from the same village is Fa Xiao. It can be said that he was able to join the royal guards entirely thanks to this Fa Xiao. Nyogu, everyone Mingyang is fierce, with outstanding martial arts talent. At only 20 years old, he has reached the 9th level of quenching body, which is quite outstanding in small places like Donglin town. Such talents naturally caught the attention of the high-ranking officials of the royal guards and intended to make an exception by elevating them to the position of general flag, but they were all rejected by him. The reason why he gave up such an opportunity is that he hopes to exchange it for the opportunity for his fellow villager Yang Jun to join the royal guards. 1,000 household Siren, Zhong, and Ho agreed to him, breaking an exception and admitting Yang Jun, who had become a heavenly cultivator, to the royal guards. As a result, Yang Jun felt grateful and tearful in his heart. Although it is not the original Yang Jun now, the emotional fluctuations of his original body are still present. You kid, okay, haha. I'm worried about what happened to you. Last night I asked you to drink less, but you didn't listen. I see you now. I can rest assured about it. The sheep rushed over and patted his shoulder, saying with relief. I'm making you worry. Ah Nyogu, thank you really. Without you, I probably wouldn't be able to enter this royal guards. Yang Jun looked at Yang Meng sincerely speaking. Let's not talk about this, let's go, let's eat some food. Yang Meng finished speaking and pulled him away, without giving him a chance to react. Yang Jun had no choice but to keep up. Although it was early morning, the streets were already bustling with people, and various vendors were shouting incessantly. The aroma of food constantly stimulated his taste buds. Quickly, the two of them sat down in the lobby of a restaurant. 2 bowls of Yangchun noodles, add some snacks. As soon as I sat down, Yang Meng shouted loudly. Okay, 2 bowls of Yangchun noodles with snacks. My guest, please sit down first and we'll be here soon. A waiter wiped the table and went to prepare. Please use it slowly, sir. I will come up soon. It's really fragrant. Yang Jun smelled it and said. Hungry, eat quickly. The sheep chuckled fiercely and handed him the meat from the bowl. Eat more, you are growing your body and practicing requires energy. After a while, when your cultivation level improves, let's go together task, we can definitely make a name for ourselves. Sheep Meng is full of confidence. Thank you, Brother Anu. Without you. Yang Jun looked at Yang Meng, and even though he had just crossed over, he could still feel the sheep's strong sincerity, not hypocrisy. This feeling is really good. Little stone, I'm angry if you say that again. Yang Meng pretended to be angry. Do you really think it's my face to take you in? I'm also a newcomer, how could I have such a big face? The reason why Qianhu took you in, that's because your talent is not bad, and you're young. Now your cultivation is a bit poor, and that's also because your cultivation time is short. You have to remember, have confidence in yourself. You know, both of us have entered the royal guards now, and we will definitely cross over in the future. Okay, once we make money and keep up with the nutrition, your cultivation will naturally improve. Chapter 3. System Launch. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a while, when I go on a mission, I will bring you some monster meat. This thing is nutritious and very helpful for cultivators. There will be more of it than eat some, break through to the point of quenching the body twice, it's as easy as eating, I will definitely become a strong person, I will. Looking at Yang Meng's gaze, Yang Jun swallowed the thank you he wanted to say and said solemnly. That's right, this is my good brother, good buddy. We must be able to make a name for ourselves. Let time prove it, let's eat. The sheep patted his shoulder fiercely, looking really happy. Ding, energy detected, weather absorbed. Young Jun, who had been moved into an appetite, just put the meat in his mouth with a cold voice. A friend is born from within. What's going on? Young Jun shook his head, probably he hasn't woken up yet, and he's experiencing hallucinations. Ding, detected the value of killing evil, have you obtained it? The voice rang out again, and this time Yang Jun also paid special attention. There will be no falsehood, it is really the system. Absorb. That must be absorbed. Based on experience, the system appears and everything prompted agrees. Ding, /evil plus 0.001, what's the use of the system to eliminate evil values? Yang Jun asked silently. He asked loneliness. Eat another piece of meat. Evil value plus 0.001. Yang Meng looked at Yang Jun, who was eating a piece of meat at a time, and nodded happily, joining the struggle. Dang! 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 When Yang Jun and his companions had eaten and drunk enough, and walked out of the restaurant with their stomachs wrapped around their stomachs, ready to return to the office, a sound of copper gongs rang out, and Yang Jun looked up. I saw a few officials walking by from a distance. The one in front was holding a copper gong, striking it every step they took, knocking again and again. Is this what happened? Not only Yang Jun and Yang Meng were curious, but even the people around them were full of curiosity. You don't know, I heard that a wolf demon who often harms the village was caught by Mr. Li from 100 households and is preparing to be executed in public on the square. Really, that would be great. Thank God, thank Lord Li, that beast has finally been subdued. That's really great, Lord Li is truly a powerful warrior. Let's go, take a look. I want to see that beast's head chopped off with my own eyes. Let's go, let's go. Let's follow up and take a look. Before he could speak, Yang Meng spoke first. Okay. Yang Jun agreed without hesitation. He had long wanted to see and recognize the monsters in this world, but he never did. If there is an opportunity, I won't miss it now. I wonder if the monsters here will be the same as those on TV. When Yang Jun and the others arrived, the square was already crowded with people, their voices boiling and shouting incessantly, indicating people's hatred towards monsters. In the center of the square, there are 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside surrounded by the royal guards. Yang Jun and Yang Meng can only watch from a distance from the outside. A tall wolf is fixed in the center by several black iron chains. From a distance, the wolf looks like a small hill with gray-black fur, but her eyes were crimson, as if flames were beating, and the outer space of the wolf demon was slightly twisted, with a layer of vague time approaching. The air around time is evacuated, and waves of pressure continue to spread from the inside out. Ah! With a loud roar, waves of sound echoed, and even as Yang Jun stood on the periphery, he felt a wave of pressure rushing towards him. So powerful. Yang Jun couldn't help but sigh when he first saw the wolf demon in this world. This wolf demon was not like an ordinary wolf. There is too much difference, it's just that the momentum is relatively strong. It's powerful, but soon we can surpass him. Defeat him. Yang Meng heard his words and lightly patted his shoulder. Well, and soon. After a roar, the wolf demon began to struggle vigorously, intending to break free from its shackles and rush towards the crowd, surrounded by a group of brocade guards holding iron chains. Only by exerting force can we barely stabilize and prevent the wolf demon from breaking free. Ahem. The wolf demon shouted even more anxiously, struggling even harder. Evil beasts. Don't be reckless. A loud shout came, and a burly bearded man, dressed in a specially made robe of the royal guards, came in procession dressed in clothes, holding a large Qinglong Yenhua blade in his hand. A powerful aura emanated and slowly walked towards the wolf demon. Seeing this person, the wolf demon rarely struggled anymore, slightly shrinking its body, as if a bit afraid of the big man. The person who came here is called Li Zhong, one of the 100 households of the genie guard. His cultivation has reached the 10th level of quenching body, and he is one of the several experts in Donglin County. It's also him the wolf demon captured by the crowd. Note that catching monsters is more difficult than killing monsters, especially those with some intelligence. It is even more difficult to catch them alive, unless it is absolute crushing in terms of strength. Kill. Li Zhong stood in front of the wolf demon and shouted loudly. He casually lowered the green dragon Yenhua blade in his hand, with the tip of the blade touching the ground, standing upright, like a god of war. Kill. Kill. The people around were infected by the atmosphere and shouted loudly. Kill. Li Zhong stepped out with each roar, taking a firm and steady step. With each additional step, his momentum grew stronger. The knife rubs against the ground, producing bursts of sparks and leaving a clear streak on the ground. When Li Zhong walked about 5 meters to the wolf demon, his momentum had gathered to its peak, and he leaped up with the green dragon crescent blade in his hand, draw a curved light in the air and slash towards the thick neck of the wolf demon. Ahem. Feeling like a crisis was approaching, the wolf demon trembled all over, struggling with all its might. The genie Wei, who was holding on to the wolf demon, worked even harder, pull the iron chain. The knife light was unobstructed, and the wolf demon's neck, comparable to Liang Zhu, was cut off with a knife. The head rolled several times before stopping, and blood spurted out, rushing out. The land ahead was dyed red in large areas, and the struggle came to an abrupt end. The massive body fell to the ground with a slight convulsion before completely dying. Okay. Well done. Mighty. As the wolf demon died, the people around them were filled with passion, shouting for a retreat. Some also covered their faces and wept, as if to console the departed spirits. Chapter 4. Slaughterhouse Brush. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Zhong holds the bloody green dragon Yenhua saber and laughs. All the people, brothers and sisters, the wolf demon has been doing harm recently in the village. The harm caused to everyone is evident. Li lived up to expectations and led his subordinates to capture and behead him in public to comfort the deceased. Genie Wei. Genie Wei. Li Baihu is mighty. Mr. Li, Mr. Li. At this moment, there were constant cheers and waves of excitement. The crowd was excited, some raised their arms and shouted loudly, while others embraced with tears. People kept looking like Guang squeezing in the center of the field. It's like a nerd fan seeing a celebrity. At this moment, Li Zhong is full of energy and constantly greets the crowd, creating an endless scene. But at this moment, there was someone who didn't have the mentality to excite the people around him. Young Jun was a bit stunned and thought to himself, this is also okay. The system is really amazing. Just now, when Li Zhong swung his sword and beheaded the wolf demon, he was thrilled to see such a scene for the first time, but what made him even more excited was that the sound coming from the mind. Ding, gain 10 points of evil slaying. What else can he say about this? It's okay to say that he benefited from eating just now. Even watching a lively scene can earn him the value of eliminating evil, and it's still true 1,000 times before. It's like pie falling from the sky. Speaking of which, he doesn't even know what this evil value is, but he can be certain that it is definitely a treasure, although he still doesn't know the purpose of Dao's attack on evil values and how to earn them, but he had some vague speculations in his mind that more experiments were needed to determine the specifics. Just now, eating meat can earn you evil worth. No, in short, eating meat can earn you evil worth, and just now, even when the wolf demon dies, it can earn you evil worth from these manifestations. It can be seen that the evil value should come from the flesh, is that related to the good and evil of the organism itself. After all, the anti-evil value obtained by the wolf demon after his death just now is 1,000 times that of eating meat. Yang Jun's mind was constantly analyzing. You should know that he is a modern person, and he has heard a lot about obtaining systems through time travel. Now, the opportunity is there is no uncertain truth in front of us. No, I almost missed something. Yes, it's just distance. Yang Jun clenched his right hand and patted his head, murmuring. In this world, battles occur every day, and countless people and animals die from them. If it weren't for distance restrictions, then just lying down and harvesting evil values is not enough. Well, it must be like this. The more Yang Jun thought, the more excited he became, and he just chuckled foolishly. Little stone, what are you laughing at here? Yang patted Yang Jun's shoulder with a strange look in his eyes. Although he was honest, he's not a fool either. Seeing Yang Jun's performance, his worries became even stronger in his heart. This kid won't be discouraged and go crazy, will he? It seems like you can help him more. Yang Jun, who was giggling foolishly, didn't notice anything unusual about Yang Meng. If he knew Yang Meng's thoughts, he would probably have vomited 3 liters of blood. You said it's frustrating. Brother Anu, I suddenly remember something I didn't buy. You go back first, I'll come back later. Oh, I didn't buy anything. Do you want me to come with you? You don't have much money on you, kid. A little thing, I have money to buy, so I don't have to worry, brother Nyo. You kid, okay. Then go ahead and remember to come back early. I'm afraid I'll have to practice in seclusion for a period of time in a month. I will definitely successfully challenge 100 households in the challenge competition, and then I will become a legitimate 100 households. I can also take care of you, right? Challenge. Watching the back of the sheep rushing away, Yang Jun was slightly taken aback, and some information began to emerge in his mind. The royal guards have always had the ability to rise above and the incompetence to fall below. Official positions of less than 100 households may be filled with some shortcomings by enduring qualifications. There is even hardship without merit, isn't there? But starting from 100 households, I have been speaking seriously based on my strength, and my qualifications are at this level. To speak in form is equivalent to illusion. The Jin Way of the Wu dynasty was founded 10,000 years ago on September 28. To commemorate this day, it is held every year in various places. A celebration is held to enhance the atmosphere and highlight the importance of the day. At the same time, 100 Households Promotion Challenge is also held to select new ones from among the new ones. Candidates for promotion from 100 households are not limited to any position, and all members of the Royal Guards are eligible to participate as long as you can surpass 100 households, whether you are a warrior, a soldier, a small flag, or a general flag. You can become a new 100 households, and from then on ascending to the sky in one step, becoming the commander of 100 people, doubling one's salary, and more importantly, being able to select a cultivation secret book from the Royal Guard's arsenal. Power is expected to go further, and wealth, power, and fame will harvest at the same time. So for the people, this day is lively, but for the people within the Jin Way system, it is a ticket for fish to leap over the gate of dragons. It's an opportunity to make a name for oneself, and this day is a grand event for the Royal Guards in various places. Every challenge has a big shot attending the scene in person, such as the 1,000 households of the Royal Guards or the commander above. Yang Meng is now a cultivator of the 9 heavens of quenched body, and he is born with divine power. Ordinary 10 heavens of quenched body martial artists are not his opponents. If nothing unexpected happens in this challenge, we should be very confident. As for the innate realm warriors, there is no need to consider them at all. Any innate realm warrior is 1,000 households in the Royal Guards, and everyone who reaches the innate realm warrior level martial artists in the realm can apply to be promoted to the rank of Qianhu of the Royal Guards. In other words, Qianhu of the Royal Guards must be a martial artist from the innate realm. Farewell to Yang Meng. Yang Jun quickly walked towards a corner to the west of Donglin Prefecture. As the county seat of Donglin Prefecture naturally had more opportunities than the surrounding areas. The market in the countryside is much more bustling, and the buildings are also more magnificent. However, for modern people, it is just a difference between clouds and mud. To be honest, this scene is not as tall as modern small county towns. The east-west street of Donglin Mansion spans a large distance, and it took Yang Jun a while to walk to the west. Slaughterhouse. This is the goal of Yang Jun's trip, and it is also to confirm what he has in mind. Yang Jun was dressed in a neat flying fish suit, with a spring embroidery knife slung around his waist. The people in the slaughterhouse dared not even breathe loudly and stood obediently on the side. A person in charge looked like a person bowing down and leading Yang Jun, with a face full of flattery. Evil value plus 0.001, evil value plus 0.001, evil value plus 0.001. As Yang Jun entered, there were constant prompts around him. If it weren't for fear that others might mistake him for a lunatic, he would have already laughed heartily. As expected, the harvest of the evil value is still related to the distance between the creature itself, and now we can finally proceed with our next plan. Sir, there is something unusual about this little person in this place. Please let me know, the person in charge following carefully asked. Strange, nothing, just, oh, by the way, it's just hygiene. Hygiene needs more attention. Yang Jun said. On his face he had convulsions and almost collapsed. Fortunately, he changed his mind in a timely manner. If anyone found out that he was here for personal gain, he would investigate the case to achieve his own goals. That's not good for personal desires. Yes. I will make sure to improve as soon as possible. The person in charge of the slaughterhouse breathed a sigh of relief and used the sleeve on his hand, wiping the sweat off his forehead. The scene just now really left him half dead. As soon as the Lord of the Royal Guards entered, he remained silent. His expression still doesn't twitch, making him who is following him tremble with fear. If something happens, then it's okay. Well, this slaughterhouse is very good. Just pay attention to hygiene in the future. Yang Jun strolled around a few times and found that the value of killing evil no longer increased. Just to give a brief evaluation, the person in charge of the slaughterhouse gave a grand farewell and left the slaughterhouse. At that moment, the person in charge even gave some meat to Yang Jun to take away. Chapter 5. 10 times speed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the following days, Yang Jun always found excuses to wander between major slaughterhouses, accumulating more and more anti-evil values. 5 days later. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining 100 points of anti-evil value. The installation of the anti-evil system has been completed. Do you want to bind the system? A cold, emotionless voice sounded. Yes. Yang Jun let out a deep breath and immediately said that he had been waiting for this moment for a long time. Ding! System binding successful, system startup in progress. The cold voice rang out again, and at the same time, a attribute panel about Yang Jun appeared in front of him. Host. Yang Jun age. 15 years old. Realm. Quenching body. Realm 1 heavenly primary technique. Hardening fist. Beginners level. Evil value 100 points. System, what's the use of eliminating evil values? Yang Jun asked in his heart. At present, reducing evil values can directly help the host improve their skill proficiency, the system replied. What are you waiting for? Quickly improve my body. Quenching fist. Yang Jun said eagerly. Before joining the Royal Guards, I practiced some fake techniques that were not of the same level. However, after joining the Royal Guards, later generations will be able to learn the Huan level top-notch technique, the body quenching fist. This body quenching fist is a compulsory course for all the Royal Guards, not to be underestimated. Looking at its rotten streets, in fact, this martial art was created by the founding emperor of the Wu dynasty, and is a first-class basic martial art in the world. If the cultivation of the quenching body fist can be completed perfectly, one can possess a tremendous power of 10,000 pounds at the 10th level of the quenching body realm, which is a mysterious level technique. Even prefecture-level martial arts cannot achieve it. Of course, many advanced martial arts require high qualifications and levels. Ordinary people or those with lower levels of cultivation are simply unable to practice, so in terms of cost-effectiveness, quenching body fist can be considered one of the best in the Wu dynasty founding fist technique. However, although it is easy to cultivate, it is not easy to achieve perfection. Most people practice it in the 10th place of the quenching state. Being able to reach 1,000 pounds of tremendous power at the peak is already considered good. If there is a power of 3,000 to 5,000 pounds, it can be considered a natural talent. The martial arts style of the Wu dynasty was fierce, and everyone practiced martial arts. Martial arts schools emerged in various places, and almost everyone could have access to martial arts. However, only by entering a sect or official power can one truly learn advanced martial arts. It has to be said that Yang Jun is still better than others. Fortunately, he joined the royal guards and obtained the qualification to practice quenched body fist. However, if he wants to learn more advanced martial arts, then you must exchange the corresponding credit value for it. Ding, spend 20 points to defeat evil points. Congratulations on the host's body quenching fist being upgraded to the entry level. Ding, spend 20 points to defeat evil points. Congratulations on the host's body quenching fist being raised to the level of Xiaoqing. Ding, consume 20 points to defeat evil points. Congratulations to the host for improving their body quenching fist to a perfect level. Congratulations to the host for cultivating a skill to a perfect level. A reward package is available. May I ask if you want to claim it? The system said. Claim it. Yang Jun said. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a 10-fold cultivation bonus for 1 month. Please make good use of this time to improve your realm, the system said. Quenching body fist was directly elevated to the level of the Yuan man, and Yang Jun felt that his understanding of quenching body fist had reached its limit. Some moves and cultivation techniques that I couldn't figure out before suddenly became clear, and now the once elusive quenching body fist is there are no more secrets in his eyes. A 10-fold cultivation speed in a month is equivalent to 1 day of cultivation for me and 10 days of cultivation for others. And now I have the realization of the round and full-level quenching body fist. My cultivation speed has surpassed that of ordinary people several times, so now my cultivation speed perhaps it can reach dozens of times that of others. Yang Jun carefully inferred that entering the country in a day is equivalent to several tens of days for others. What is this concept? He's about to take off. Practice now and see the effect. Rui Chinkuan. Embrace the sun and moon. Fist like a dragon. Upon arriving at the martial arts arena, Yang Jun began to cultivate the quenched body fist. Each move was incredibly powerful, and each move was incredibly powerful. Hunyuan Rui, it seems that he has only achieved great perfection in his body quenching fist, and has already touched the artistic conception of the fist technique. Boom boom boom. During the process of using Yang Jun's quenching fist, he relied on his physical strength to absorb the essence of heaven and earth, refine impurities in his body, and move tendons and marrow, refining bones and exchanging blood. The human body becomes like a treasure, and the meaning of quenching body is to continuously refine one's own body, making one's body mixed Yuan Rui, become a dust-free and flawless one. Every pore on Yang Jun's body was opening up and down, displaying a terrifying force in every movement and stillness. He used his body quenching fist to strike exposed, the muscles and bones resounded together, and the whole body's bones crackled like stir-fried beans. And his realm is constantly climbing. Quenching the heavenly peak of the body realm. Quenched body realm double heavenly peak. Triple heavenly peak of quenching body realm. Overnight, Yang Jun broke through one after another, easily reaching the peak of the triple heaven in the quenching state, and at this moment, the power has reached a terrifying 3,000 pounds. Each increase of 1 day adds 1,000 pounds of strength, which has reached the theoretical highest threshold for quenching the body and refining the soul with the body-quenching fist. If this continues, if he can reach the perfect state of the 10 heavens in the quenched body realm, then he can have a tremendous power of 10,000 pounds. What concept, comparable to the offspring of a legendary monster, he is like a ferocious beast in human form. Even ordinary innate realm experts do not meet his opponent. Overnight, he unexpectedly broke through to the peak of the 3 heavenly heavens in the quenched body realm, and his strength reached 3,000 pounds. However, this, not enough, I still need to continue my cultivation, and I will also participate in the 100 Households Challenge in a month's time. Confidence comes from strength. Young Jun, whose strength has greatly increased, has doubled his confidence. Even his current strength can be compared to Sun's. There are often hundreds of members of the royal guards, but strength does not fully represent strength. Basically, every member of the royal guards is a tenfold heavenly peak with a quenched body, the realm of the peak, and most of them have not only practiced a body-quenching fist, so some of their strength is also 2,000 to 3,000 pounds, even higher, and compared to Yang Jun, their combat experience is more extensive, so in order to win them steadily, they need to become more skilled. Strong talent is enough. Now he has a tenfold increase in cultivation speed, and for a whole month, he is confident in elevating his level to the state of quenching body by 10 times at the peak of the heavenly peak. He will have a tremendous power of 10,000 pounds, and even ordinary innate realm experts can fight it. System, can I directly improve my level by eliminating evil values? Yang Jun asked. No, the system can only enhance the host's perception and understanding of martial arts and supernatural powers, but improving one's realm requires oneself strive to cultivate and improve. The existence of the system is only an aid, not a way for the host to get something for nothing. The system says. Okay. The understanding of martial arts and supernatural powers can be improved through the system, which is already an incredible cheat, equivalent to holding a full-level god pretend to fight monsters. This realm is not just about to rise. Chapter 6. Celebration. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A month passed by in a blink of an eye, and Yang Jun had a very fulfilling time. During the day, he wandered around the major slaughterhouses to harvest his evil points. In 1 month, he accumulated hundreds of evil points, enough to cultivate a yellow-level martial art to a perfect level. At night, he relentlessly practiced all night, with 10 times the speed of his cultivation and the perfect realization of his body-quenching fist. After a month of cultivation, it was enough to withstand 3 to 5 years of hard work for an ordinary person. At the end of the 10-fold cultivation speed boost, Yang Jun successfully reached the peak of the 7 heavenly heavens in the quenched body realm, only 1 step away from the 8 heavenly heavens, and his strength had reached a terrifying 7,000 pounds. Even though Yang Meng, due to his innate divine power, has reached the intermediate level and reached the peak of the 9 heavenly heavens in the quenched body realm, he only possesses 5,000 pounds of tremendous power. This has given him enough courage and strength to challenge the 100 households of the royal guards. The quenched body fist has become a great success. The quenched body realm is 10 levels high, with a tremendous force of 6,000 pounds, and finally succeeded. On the day before the 100 household challenge of the Genie Guard, Yang Meng, who had been practicing crazily for a month, finally passed the level. He was full of energy and confidence, saying, I am determined to win this 100 household challenge. The top 10 Genie Guard 100 household in Donglin County should have a place for my Yang Meng. Practicing the quenching body fist at the 10th level of the quenching body realm has a power of 3,000 to 5,000 pounds, which can be considered a natural talent. However, when Yang Meng first entered the 10th level of the quenching body realm, he already had a huge power of 6,000 pounds. When he reaches the 10th level of the quenching body realm, perhaps his power can be further enhanced. However, the completion of the quenching body fist and the addition of 6,000 pounds of immense strength in the quenching body realm have given him considerable confidence. This time, in the 100 household challenge of the royal guards, he is determined to win. 7 heavens in the quenched body realm. Little stone, what is your situation? Are you possessed by demons? After Yang Meng left the level, he looked at Yang Jun with a surprised expression and a stuttering tone. It was unbelievable that Yang Jun had reached such a level of cultivation in just 1 month. Yang looked up and down fiercely, and Yang Jun tentatively asked, Little stone, you won't awaken your bloodline power, will you? Bloodline power? I'm not quite sure. One day after you closed door and practiced, I suddenly felt a fever all over my body, my blood boiling, and then I passed out. When I woke up, I felt that my understanding of quenching body fist and cultivation was very clear, and the cultivation speed was also incredibly fast. I worked hard for a month, but ended up in the 7th level of quenching body realm. Yang Jun pretended to be confused and said, It's very likely that your situation is awakening your bloodline, but that's a good thing. Many people practice very quickly after awakening their bloodline for a period of time, and breaking through the realm is as simple as drinking water and eating. It's similar to your situation, little stone. It looks like you're about to develop. Yang Meng happily pounded Yang Jun's shoulder and said, Based on your cultivation speed, you can almost become 100 households in the 100 household challenge of the Royal Guards next year. Our brothers will both be 100 households, and from now on, we will be 1,000 households and 10,000 households. We will not be far away from achieving great success, haha. Yang Meng's proud imagination realized that he did not suspect Yang Jun because of his sudden surge in strength, nor did he envy him because of his talent. Well, Brother Anu, I will work hard. I also want to participate in this 100 household challenge and adapt to the competition environment in advance, said Yang Jun. After listening to Yang Jun's words, Yang Meng was taken aback for a moment. After careful consideration, he said, If you want to participate, it's okay, but don't choose those tough guys. You can have a sparring with Zhao Baihu or Wang Baihu. Their strength is slightly inferior to the other Baihu, but their temperament is relatively mild. Although the Baihu challenge does not allow you to kill or beat the disabled challenger, there are some tough guys who can't beat you with their hands. You have to lie in bed for half a year. I heard that a person who challenged Chao Shuang and Chao Baihu last year often coughs up blood even now. Although the external injuries are not very serious, they have suffered internal injuries and all the internal organs have been displaced. So don't choose such a tough guy. As long as we give our brother enough time, we will eventually surpass him, and don't show off now. Yang Jun nodded at the words and said, I remember. On the 28th day of the 9th month in the 10,879 year of the reign of Emperor Wu. At the Jinyui headquarters in Donglin County, nearly 1,000 Jinyui gathered at the martial arts arena, each with an excited expression on their faces and high enthusiasm. Today is the celebration day of the establishment of Jinyui and the start of the annual 100 Household Challenge. Today, everyone can challenge the 10 Jinyui households of Donglin County at will. As long as they win, they can replace them and inherit everything from him. On the temporarily built towering stand, the county magistrate of Donglin County, the deputy commander of Donglin County's military headquarters, and the heads and elders of various top aristocratic families in Donglin County sat down. At the center of the stand sat a middle-aged man in black battle armor. He sat on the main seat with a big sword and a golden horse, not angry but imposing, with a restrained aura. However, those who approached him were all intimidated by the towering blood and energy inside his body. This is Su Pejun, the commander of the Qianhu garrison of the Jinyui in Donglin County. He is a powerful figure in the innate realm and the highest commander of the entire Jinyui in Donglin County. In the Wu dynasty, there were only 3,000 Jinyui households stationed in one place, and in addition, the number of Jinyui households in the capital and other special areas did not exceed 5,000. The 1,000 households of the Royal Guards are already considered as the middle and upper levels of the Royal Guards. As for the 10,000 households of the Royal Guards, there are less than 500 people in the entire Wu dynasty, all of whom are the top innate realm powerhouses. Even the top 10,000 households of the royal guards in the capital of the Wu dynasty, Shindu, possessed the strength to transform into the mortal realm. As for the commanders and commanders of the royal guards, they are even more formidable. The leaders of various factions in Donglin County took their seats one by one in the stands. Su Pe, the commander of the Jinui in Donglin County, stood up and loudly said, "Today is the anniversary of the establishment of the Jinui and the start of the annual Jinui 100 Household Challenge. 10 Jinui 100 households under Donglin County are listed." 10 men in the crowd, full of blood, collectively walked onto the arena and stood at the forefront, with their heads and chests high and their spirits soaring. Chapter 7 Is a Talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You can challenge the 10 of them as you please, and if you win, you can replace them all. However, one thing is that you cannot disable or kill your opponents in battle, and you can freely use the rest. Alright, I won't talk too much, let's start. After Su Pejuan finished speaking, he returned to his seat, where a group of quenched bodies fought and killed. He, a master from the innate realm, was not very interested. No matter whether others succeed in challenging him or not, it will not threaten his position, and he is not very concerned. He just sees it as a group of children fighting and playing house by house. In front of the big shots in the stands were nuts and candied fruits, various pastries and snacks, chatting left and right. On the arena, the top 10 genie guards and 100 households stood tall. Just as Su Pejuan announced the start of the challenge, someone came on stage. "I, Huang Xingtian, want to challenge Zhao Gang and Zhao Baihu," said a banner of the royal guards. Every year, the young and capable general flags of the royal guards challenge themselves. As for the small soldiers and flags, they generally do not have the courage and strength to really challenge themselves. As for the veteran soldiers who have mixed qualifications and become the general flag, usually will not challenge them, and they generally do not have the strength to challenge. Even many general banners are not as strong as small banners. They have only been in the royal guards for a long time, and after decades of accumulation, they have accumulated some credit and switched to an official position. It can also be considered a magnificent imperial favor, and power is just a reward for their hard work and dedication over the years. Huang Xingtian, it's your kid again. You failed last year and haven't given up this year. If you want to defeat me, you still have to practice for 2 more years. Zhao Gang has a slightly chubby figure, looks smiling, and doesn't look fierce. In previous years, he has been challenged many times, but such challenges are not endless. 100 households can accept a maximum of 10 challenges, with a half-hour interval between each challenge. If it's really a chariot will battle, 100 households have to accept challenges from dozens or even hundreds of people in a row, 2 or 3 in a row. Even if it's a perfect quenching, they have to be exhausted to death. How can there be an unbeaten reason? Hee, good luck. Not long ago, I broke through the 10 heavens of quenched body. Today, I came to give it a try. I hope Zhao Baihu will not hesitate to teach me. Huang Xingtian pulled out his embroidered spring sword, which emitted a cold light, and said. The other 900 households retreated to the side of the arena and left it for Zhao Gang and Huang Xingtian. Then give it a try. Zhao Gang also pulled out his embroidered spring blade and looked at Huang Xingtian on the arena. Shua. Gale blade technique. Huang Xingtian made a direct move, and a brilliant blade burst out. Dozens of blade shadows appeared in front of Zhao Gang in an instant. I have achieved a small success in the wind sword technique. No wonder you dare to challenge me, but that's not enough. Return to heaven sword technique, / Zhao Gang was the first to strike, and his sword energy had condensed to the extreme. With one strike, he directly broke through dozens of sword shadows condensed by Huang Xingtian. The sword energy broke through and directly struck Huang Xingtian's chest, knocking him off the arena. Puff. Huang Xingtian spat out a few mouthfuls of blood and reluctantly clenched his fist with force. The low-level martial arts technique of returning to the Yuan sword technique has been practiced to a medium level by him, truly worthy of being 100 households of the royal guards. It is truly hidden deep enough. Huang Xingtian thought with a reluctant expression on his face. Challenge failed, next one. The referee of the challenge, a veteran Jinui flag, shouted loudly. I want to challenge Wang Qianbao. I want to challenge Li Zhong. As the first battle came to an end, more people quickly stepped forward to challenge. However, 6 or 7 consecutive battles have passed, and no one has successfully challenged them yet. After all, these 100 households of the royal guards also went through countless challenges and failures before gradually settling in this position. Their strength is too weak, and it is impossible to sit in the position of the 100 houses of the royal guards for a long time. Little Stone, it's almost time. I'm also going to the arena. Yang Meng is tall and imposing, but he is not a careless person, but a person with extremely delicate thoughts. He saw that the person he wanted to challenge had already been challenged twice, and felt that it was almost the same, so he prepared to play. I, Yang Meng, want to challenge Zhang Dashan. Yang Meng said on stage. This kid is a talent. Su Pejuan couldn't help but smile when he saw Yang Meng come on stage. Commander Su's subordinates are indeed full of talents, and a small flag officer of the Genie Guard has such strength, truly extraordinary, said the magistrate of Donglin County. Li Junqing praised it absurdly. This kid was newly joined this year, but his strength is not bad, and he is naturally divine. Originally, I wanted to give him the position of General Flag directly, but he asked me for a spot in the Royal Guards with the position of General Flag and gave it to one of his fellow villagers. I thought it was this kid who values love and righteousness, but today I found out that this kid doesn't value the position of the General Flag I gave him. He went straight to the position of Baihu, ha ha ha. Su Pejuan jokingly said, let's see what this kid can do. Su Pejuan was not originally from the background of the Genie Wei. He originally came from the military headquarters, but later offended a military leader in the headquarters. Coincidentally, his strength broke through the innate realm, so he changed his relationship and was automatically transferred to the position of Qian Hu of the Genie Wei in Donglin County. Su Pejuan, who comes from a military background, has a bit of resistance to the ruthless style of the Genie Wei, but he is particularly fond of Yang Meng, a tall and fierce-looking general. Yang Meng walked onto the arena without any weapons, just bare arms and bare fists. Zhang Dashan, who was also thick and sturdy, looked very fierce. Seeing that Yang Meng did not hold any weapons, he casually threw away his wolf-tooth stick, which was as thick as a child's thigh and covered in sharp steel spikes. Flying fish clothing and embroidered spring knives are indeed symbols of the Genie Guard, but in fact, many people are not good at using knives, and other weapons are also acceptable. Kid, you have the guts. Come on, fight your grandpa Zhang for 300 rounds. Zhang Dashan speaks with a hollow voice. He is not the strongest among the top 10 Genie Guard households in Dongshan County, but he is definitely not weak. Old boy, whose grandfather are you? I am your ancestor. The sheep fiercely cursed and then rushed straight towards Zhang Dashan. He was like an ancient bull, hitting Zhang Dashan in front of him and throwing him upside down. He fell heavily to the ground, breaking countless bones all over his body. Sleeping slot. The onlookers were all amazed, this is too simple and crude. 8 chapters together. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Just one encounter, it's already over before it even starts. Is it because Zhang Dashan is too weak or Yang Meng is too strong? Good. It's a natural divine power. This strike has a power of 5,000 pounds, which can be reduced by 10 times. Once you have such power in the quenching state, no matter how many martial arts and techniques you have, it becomes a decoration. Zhang Dashan won't be unjustly defeated. Su Pejuan commented. Upon hearing this, everyone nodded and couldn't help but look at the tall and wild new 100 households of the royal guards. As for Zhang Dashan, who was severely injured by a fierce ram and bull hitting the mountain, no one paid attention to him anymore. The loser was destined to lose face. Yang Meng successfully challenges and becomes a new 100 households. The referee of the challenge shouted loudly. Okay. The royal guards below shouted in unison, sincerely admiring and admiring. This is the power of role models. Once they rise to fame, as long as they work hard, they will become the next fierce Qin family. With the successful challenge of Yang Meng, more people were inspired to take on the challenge, but after more than a dozen battles, no more challenges were successful, and everyone's enthusiasm began to slowly fade, gradually becoming calm. As time goes by, fewer and fewer people challenge on the arena. Those who are qualified to challenge also need the strength of the 9 heavens in the quenched body realm. If their strength is too low, they will lose face and even get beaten. It's really unnecessary. Although each 100 households can only be challenged 10 times, usually by the 3rd or 4th time, these 100 households of the royal guards start to attack fiercely, because once they are really challenged to the 8th, 9th, or even 10th time, their physical and mental energy consumption is too much, and they may even capsize and lose the game in the sewer. So they must start attacking hard in the 3rd and 4th challenges, warning the chickens and monkeys, so that those who come later dare not challenge them casually anymore. There are over 1,000 members of the Genie Guard in Donglin County, including 1,000 household commander, 1,000 households, 20 general flag officers, and 100 small flag officers. Among the 10 Genie Guards, the 100 households have been challenged the most 7 times, the least 1, and no one has ever challenged them. That's right, not even once. He is Chao Shuang, a member of the 100 households of the Royal Guards. He has a great killing power and is extremely ruthless in his actions. His style of conduct is even more ruthless, which is disliked by Su Pejuan. However, he has no right to dismiss Chao Shuang from his position. Moreover, Chao Shuang is shrewd in his work, and he does not have any leverage to catch him. I just know that he is cunning and ruthless, so there is no guarantee of victory and no one will easily challenge him. Moreover, his strength is indeed the strongest among the 10 households of the Royal Guards. Moreover, although he is nominally 100 households, he is actually a deputy 1,000 households. The concept of deputy 1,000 households does not exist in the legitimate official positions of the Genie Wei. However, in order to prevent the Genie Wei 1,000 households from dominating one side, only one so-called deputy 1,000 household will be appointed to balance the 1,000 households, and Chao Shuang is appointed as the deputy 1,000 household by the divine capital. As fewer and fewer people saw the challenge, Chao Shuang walked from the corner of the arena to the center and loudly said, "Seeing so many colleagues accepting the challenge, I feel really itchy and unbearable. But unfortunately, no one has challenged me so far. Since one person dares not dare, then 10 people can do it. I, Chao Shuang, am willing to accept a challenge from 10 people at once. As long as any of these 10 people can defeat me, I am willing to give in to the position of 100 households and the position of deputy 1,000 households." I don't know what Commander Qin Hu thinks. Chao Shuang looked at Su Pejuan sitting in the stands and asked. Since Chao Baihu is willing, I don't have any objections. Let's start. Although he didn't know what medicine Chao Shuang was selling inside the gourd, Su Pejuan was too lazy to argue with him, so he casually agreed. Count me Sun Liang. Also count me Zhou Dekun. As the old saying goes, under a heavy reward, there must be a brave man. Treasures and wealth move people's hearts. This statement is not for nothing. Besides, Chao Shuang managed to hold on to the perfect quenching body. As long as there are 10 quenching body realm and 9 heavenly strongers together, he may not be able to withstand it. And Yang Jun also took advantage of the situation to infiltrate among these 10 people. The 7 heavens of the quenched body realm. Even the 7 heavenly heavens in the quenched body realm dare to challenge Qiao Shuang. They are really not afraid of death. It's just a pity that he wasted one of the 10 spots. As soon as Yang Jun stepped onto the stage, the remaining 9 people looked at him with a displeased expression, and everyone below was whispering to each other. Standing at the corner of the arena, Yang Meng's eyelids were also jumping. How could Little Stone, this silly guy, provoke Qiao Shuang, this killer? Even if he challenges Qiao Shuang with his current strength, he dare not say he can win. Moreover, when fighting in a group fight, the besieged often stare at a soft persimmon and fight it to the death to intimidate others. This is a normal person's psychology. Without a doubt, among these 10 people, Yang Jun is naturally the soft persimmon. Is it just 10 of you? Great, let's go together. Qiao Shuang said in a cold and stern voice. Kill. 10 people rushed forward, and a Jin Wei general flag from the 9 heavenly peaks of the quenched body realm was swung out with a brilliant sword, heading straight towards Qiao Shuang. Qiao Shuang gently tilted his body to one side, reached out and grabbed the man's wrist with a click, crushing it tightly. At this moment, 2 more people kicked directly onto Qiao Shuang's back. Qiao Shuang gave a fierce smile, and suddenly a powerful burst of blood erupted from his back, directly shock-aging them away. Bloodthirsty, innate realm. Everyone was horrified. If Qiao Shuang breaks through the innate realm, then he'll just give up and give up. It's just a brief release, and it hasn't really broken through yet. However, it's only half a foot away. Now Qiao Shuang can call it the half-step innate realm. Suppression spoke solemnly, and at that moment he suddenly felt that Qiao Shuang had threatened his transcendent position, giving him a sense of urgency. I have innate qi and blood to protect my body, and I am invincible. You all go down for me. Qiao Shuang swung out his palm and directly knocked down a small flag of the royal guards, who had just entered the 9 heavens of the quenched body realm, from the arena. The small flag officer spat out blood in the air and fell heavily onto the arena, unconscious. Fist like a dragon. Just as Qiao Shuang was full of energy, a roar echoed behind him. He felt a wild gust of wind coming from behind, followed by 18 consecutive sounds in the air. 18 fists of strength, perfect for quenching the body. Did I kill someone in Chapter 9? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon hearing this noise, Qiao Shuang was suddenly taken aback, and then thought of such a legend. However, before he could react, a huge force hit him directly behind him. Click. His protective blood was directly dissipated by this fist wind, and Yang Jun's fist landed heavily on Qiao Shuang's back, fiercely exploding Qiao Shuang's protective blood with a devastating force. An iron fist hit Qiao Shuang's back heavily. Boom. Qiao Shuang was punched by Yang Jun and flew forward for more than 10 meters. His flying fish suit on the back was torn apart by the fist wind, and the bones behind him crackled incessantly like fried beans. The bones were countless pieces, and he spat out a few mouthfuls of blood in mid-air, falling under the arena in a dog-eating feces posture. Qiao Shuang, with his disheveled hair, struggled to lift his head. His face was fierce, and he had an intimate contact with the hard stone slab under the arena. He was hit with blood and his flesh was blurry. I'm not willing to give up. He didn't even see who injured him before he passed out. Did I kill someone? Did I use too much force to kill someone? Yang Jun also looked at his fists in confusion, feeling a sudden surge in his heart. According to the competition regulations, it is not allowed to kill or maim opponents. What if he is punished or paid for? Half-step innate realm strong, why are you so weak? Yang Jun said somewhat regretfully. Before I could use all my strength, you collapsed. From Yang Jun's attack to Qiao Shuang falling off the arena and falling into a coma, it was just an instant. In an instant, the situation reversed and it was astonishing. A mountain cry echoed behind the brief silence. Suppression couldn't help but stand up when he saw this scene and said, how could Qiao Shuang have been defeated? Did this kid smash his protective blood with a punch? The quenched body fist is perfect, and the quenched body realm is 7 heavens. This kid has already reached a tremendous strength of 7,000 pounds with just one punch. Even most martial artists in the innate realm cannot match this strength. I, the royal guards, need such talents. That's the perfection of Tsuedi Quan. How many people have been able to achieve perfection since its inception? The founding of the Wu dynasty has less than 100 people in 10,000 years. That is to say, this kid is a rare martial arts genius. Talent, it's a talent. Su Pejuan is very excited. Young man, what's your name? The referee asked. Yang Jun. Yang Jun still said in confusion. Yang Jun successfully challenges and becomes a new 100 households. The referee of the challenge raised Yang Jun's right hand and shouted loudly. At this moment, Su Pejuan, the commander of the Qianhu of the Genie Guard, walked to the arena with a smile and said to Yang Jun, right. Congratulations on your successful challenge and becoming a new Baihu. You have also obtained the authority of Chao Shuang's deputy Qianhu and become the second person of the Genie Guard in Donglin County. You can enjoy all the privileges of Chao Shuang. Thank you, Commander. Yang Jun said excitedly. Wait, you said your name is Yang Jun, is it that you are the little fellow villager of Yang Meng? Su Pejuan seemed to suddenly think of something. Lord Qianhu, he is indeed my fellow villager, said Yang Meng on the side of the arena. When I just passed the assessment of the royal guards over a month ago, I remember you had just reached the heavenly sky of the quenched body realm. How could you have such strength in a month? Su Pejuan asked with some confusion. Master Hui, one day a month ago, I suddenly felt my whole body tingling with excitement, my blood boiling, and then I passed out. When I woke up, I felt that my understanding of quenching body fist and my understanding of cultivation were very clear, and my cultivation speed was also incredibly fast. I worked hard for a month, but now I have reached the 7th level of quenching body realm. Yang Jun took out his words about Yang Meng. Su Pejuan pondered for a moment and said, it seems that you have either awakened some special bloodline or awakened some special physique. Talent, you kid, is a talent. Work hard and don't let me down. There were many owners of special bloodlines and special constitutions throughout the entire Wu dynasty, including those who were born awakened and those who were born awakened. The ways of awakening were different, but the owners of special bloodlines and special constitutions were all martial arts geniuses. In a sense, the innate divine power of Yang Meng can also be considered as a special constitution. These are not new, but Su Pejuan also couldn't help but marvel at Yang Jun's good fortune. Even if he awakened the lowest level of bloodline power, the chance of becoming a strong innate realm in the future would be much greater. It is feared that in a few years, the royal guards will add another 1,000 households. Alright, the challenge continues. Su Pejuan shouted. Chao Shuang has been lifted down by someone, his spine is broken, and he is completely useless. Not to mention that there is no innate hope for promotion, even if he survives, he is just a useless person lying in bed. The challenge continued, and fewer people went to the arena to challenge. A challenge lasted for a whole morning and finally came to an end. Yang Jun and Yang Meng successfully challenged and became the new members of the royal guards. And Yang Jun also took over the power of Deputy Qianhu of the royal guards, which can be said to be extremely hot. In the thousands of households of the Jini Wei camp. Commander-in-Chief. Yang Jun and Yang Meng arched their hands and saluted the Qianhu Supa army, who was sitting in a chair drinking tea. Well, you're here. Congratulations on successfully challenging and becoming the new 100 households. However, I can't be the leader of your vice 1,000 households position in the royal guards. Yang Jun Chao Shuang can't be the leader either. We need to report to the higher-ups to see the meaning of the summit. However, this 100 households position was obtained through your strength, so there's absolutely no problem, said Su Pejuan. According to regulations, every newly recruited household needs to complete a task. During the assessment period, I happen to have a task assigned to you. As long as you complete it, even if you pass the assessment period, you will officially take over the new household. If the task does not pass, you can only wait for another suitable task to be obtained before conducting the assessment again. If you fail all 3 assessments, then you will ultimately not be eligible for the position of 100 households of the Royal Guards. We will definitely complete the task. Yang Meng immediately expressed his determination and said that at this point, if he gets stumbling by this assessment, it will be too much of a loss. What task is it, Lord? Yang Jun also asked. This matter is not urgent for now. I will tell you in 7 days. It is most important for you to improve your own strength first. You should go to the arsenal to select a martial art and become a new 100 households. If you can choose a mysterious low-level martial art for free, you must seize this opportunity. Chapter 10. Selection Techniques. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Su Pejuan said, another thing is to think about the path you will take in the future, because you are different from other 100 households. You are all too young, especially Yang Jun, who is only 15 years old this year. You have such strength at a young age, and your future is limitless. Even winning the innate realm is not impossible. You can't stay in Donglin County for a lifetime, can you? As long as you behave well, I can write a letter to you and recommend you to work at the headquarters of the Jinui in Shindu. Shindu is the capital of the Wu dynasty, where the world is broader and there are more opportunities for development. Shindu. Yang Jun's breath was slightly rapid as he listened. Shindu is the capital of the Wu dynasty, the most prosperous place in the entire Wu dynasty. No one in the Wu dynasty wants to experience the charm of Shindu, and Yang Jun is no exception. Seeing Yang Jun's expression, Su Pejuan nodded and then said to Yang Meng, also, Ong Meng, you have a tough personality. The work done by the royal guards is too dirty and dark, which is not suitable for your personality. I don't want to delay you as a talent. As I told you before, you should consider carefully. Although Su Pejuan was demoted here because he offended a big shot in the military headquarters, I still have some connections in the military headquarters, and I have the support of big shots behind me. As long as I have some connections, it is not a problem to transfer you from Donglin County to Xinjiao Army, one of the elite troops of the Wu dynasty. To be honest, you will definitely have greater development in the military headquarters than in the royal guards. It is not impossible for you to accumulate military achievements and rank in the court. The military department. Upon hearing this, Yang Meng was also somewhat moved. In fact, when he joined the royal guards, he only wanted to stand out, let his family, and live a better life. However, now he has suddenly jumped to become 100 households in the royal guards, and all of this is within reach. He feels that everything has become dull and uninteresting. Su Pejuan talked to him twice and wanted to recommend him to the Xinjiao army. The Xinjiao army is one of the elite troops of the Wu dynasty, and the commander of the Xinjiao army, Luo Gongzhao, is an unparalleled powerhouse in the melting pot realm. He is also one of the 36 divine generals of the Wu dynasty, one of the leaders of the military headquarters, and also a pillar of Su Pejuan. With the relationship of Su Po's army, it is not a problem for Yang Meng to enter the Xinjiao army. Alright, these things are still a bit far away from you. First, select the martial arts techniques, and then complete the assessment task. Think carefully about what I said today. Alright, if there's nothing else to do, then step down. Su Pejuan waved his hand, indicating that they could step down. He comes from the military and is always so direct in his speech and actions, never turning a corner. After Yang Jun and Yang Meng left, Su Pejuan shook his head in great distress and said, alas, helplessness. The headquarters of the royal guards reached out to me for talent, and Lord Luo also asked me to find some good seedlings for him. Being a good person is difficult, it's difficult. Speaking, he took another sip of the tea and threw the cup onto the table. What kind of broken tea is this? Fade out and be a bird. Stop drinking, go drink. When it comes to being the commander of the Qianhu Guards in Donglin County, the only advantage is that he has the greatest advantage here. If he wants to drink, he drinks, and if he wants to listen to music, he goes to listen to music. No one dares to interfere with him, and his life is very comfortable, but he also misses his military career very much. Am I really old? Su Pejuan shook his head. The arsenal of the Royal Guards. Are the two newly appointed centurions here to choose their martial arts techniques? The person guarding the arsenal is a skinny old man with impressive strength, and he is also a veteran general who has been serving for decades. Among the genie guards in Donglin County, he is also considered senior. Without senior qualifications, it is impossible for him to guard the arsenal. Wei Lao's words are too serious. Today, our two brothers have been ordered by Commander Su to choose a martial arts technique. Yang Meng arched his hand and said. Okay, 200 households adults come with me. Wei Zongqi led the two of them into the arsenal and introduced them as they walked. According to the unified configuration of the Wu dynasty, we have 346 low-level yellow-level martial arts, 218 mid-level yellow-level martial arts, 137 high-level yellow-level martial arts, and 65 top-level yellow-level martial arts in the Donglin County arsenal. There are a total of 28 low-level martial arts skills at the Xian level, 13 mid-level martial arts skills at the Xian level, 7 high-level martial arts skills at the Xian level, and only 3 top-level martial arts skills at the Xian level. According to regulations, newly recruited households can choose one low-level martial arts skill at the Xian level for free. Please choose it yourself. Thank you very much, Mr. Wei, the two of them said in unison. The entire Donglin County arsenal has nearly 1,000 types of martial arts techniques, including more than 50 mystical level techniques. Such a foundation is almost comparable to that of intermediate sects, and it is good for ordinary small sects to have 1 or 2 mystical level techniques. So, in order to learn advanced martial arts skills and techniques in the Wu dynasty, one must enter official institutions to have the opportunity. Nowadays, many disciples of large sects have to enter various institutions of the Wu dynasty to study with gold plating, and there is no lack of desire for the martial arts and techniques of the Wu dynasty. Each martial arts skill is stored in a special box, which is a special mechanism box developed by the Emperor Wu Chaotian Institute of Technology. It requires special techniques to open, and forcibly opening it will destroy the martial arts secrets inside. On the surface of each box is a white paper, which introduces the names and powers of martial arts and techniques. Crushed Stone Fist, a yellow-level intermediate skill, successfully practiced. With one punch, it shatters gold and rocks. Pulling out the sword and chopping, this is a yellow-level top-notch skill that has been cultivated to the top. With one strike, it can unleash wind and lightning, and its destructive power is astonishing. Guiyuan Sword Technique, a mysterious low-level skill, practiced to the extreme. With 10,000 swords in one, it is terrifying and powerful, just as powerful and domineering. Both of them are going to be eye-catching in the arsenal, with a variety of brilliant and colorful martial arts techniques. The first choice is to exclude the yellow-level martial arts and focus on the 20.8 lower-level mysterious martial arts that can be selected. These martial arts have similar levels and almost the same level of power. However, there are no truly eye-catching martial arts techniques. Yang Jun hopes to learn a top-notch martial arts, earth-level martial arts, and even heaven-level martial arts. However, this seems unlikely. The entire Wu dynasty had no more than 100 heaven-level martial arts, and no more than 1,000 earth-level martial arts. Many advanced martial arts could not even be seen. At the end of the selection, a skill caught Yang Jun's attention. The 9 heavens pure yang skill is incomplete and mysterious. When practiced to the extreme, it can transform into a pure yang body and condense the power of the 9 yang. Due to its incompleteness, it can only condense the power of 1 yang. It is temporarily listed as a low-level mystical skill. Interested? I don't know when Wei Zongqi came to Yang Jun's side. Yang Jun nodded and said, a broken page can reach the level of a low-level mystical skill. The complete 9 heavens pure Yang skill is likely to reach the level of a prefecture level skill.